What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. And whichever platforms you're listening to this on, I want to let you know I really do appreciate you. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. If you're not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and subscribe. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this conversation / reality chat. Guys, this happened several days ago. I'm just really getting around to talking about it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to touch this because it's a lot. This Love and Marriage Huntsville show, I actually at one point I was going to talk about the cult of Love and Marriage Huntsville because I do feel that it has a cult following. I just decided to scrap that. I said, you know what? I don't feel like doing that. So I didn't. But this show definitely does have a cult following. And when I say cult following, I would say it was more so those who are what they call millimeters. I have done a lot of commentaries speaking about her ex-husband that I cannot stand. And I don't do a whole lot of commentary about all the other people on the show because it doesn't strike me as that interesting to do because I don't just talk about the show. Like some people have channels where they are fully all in on the show, and that's fine. I'm not knocking them or saying anything negative about those people that do. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and the reason why I just decided to do this commentary about this is because I think some people get it twisted and they forget that this is a television show. Yes, it's reality TV, and yes, it was brought about on the premise that these couples, although of the 6 core people in this group, 2 of them are no longer a couple, which is Melody Cherie and Martell Holt, that they were all friends. I don't even believe that they were all really friends. I believe that they knew each other. And this show was created on the premise of this so-called comeback group that they had coming back together and doing business ventures and deals together. But I have to be honest, we never saw them really doing business together like that, this core 6 of people on this show. So were they really friends? I don't believe that they were really friends. And that's fine because that's nothing new. That's nothing new where you have people on reality TV that call themselves friends and they're not really friends in real life. And then once the show stops airing, and if they come back for the next season, then they come back together and then they're filming together again. But a lot of them haven't even seen each other since the last time they filmed. They're not really friends. So that type of stuff, it doesn't bother me. So when Stormi Steele was introduced to the show last season, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I didn't care for her in the beginning. And I was kind of indifferent towards her throughout because I just didn't really care that much, but I just didn't really care for her actions. I won't say I didn't care for her. I didn't care for her actions because it just seemed like she was doing way too much in the beginning, from the moment they were at Melody's house where she had this sleepover, and she was just, in my opinion, even though Tiffany can be rude and nasty and messy, I felt that she just came across as a bit like a guard dog for Melody, and it, to me, it just was weird. I just was like, okay, whatever. But I think some people felt like she and Stormi were really, really friends, especially after Stormi let her use her estate to film her video at the season, a couple of seasons ago. And so I think just a lot of people at the time just felt like Stormi was like a real, true, genuine friend of hers. I didn't care either way, but it didn't shock or surprise me to learn that they're not really friends because there's some real feelings that are involved and people feel certain types of ways. Melody has made some comments, maybe not directly, but indirectly, I believe, in my personal opinion, were meant for Stormi. And of course, we do know that Stormi has made some comments in some interviews that she's done, with Carlos King and even the confessionals on the show of this current season where she and her husband are cast members that I believe are relating to Melody. It is what it is. You see this stuff happen all the time. These people have these so-called bonds and then they have fallings out. It doesn't mean that they were actually really, truly genuine friends. I even questioned the fact that Stormi took a selfie with Sheree where they were at Sheree's chateau bringing in the new year on New Year's Eve. It just looked weird. So I'm saying I do believe that those things look weird, but I'm not one of those people that would be 100% surprised, because I just don't believe that these people are just really tight like that. Okay. And I can understand Melody trying to protect her space and her energy if she feels like people are being around someone that she doesn't trust, like her ex-husband. And I completely understand why, because he's such an untrustworthy person. So you don't want to feel like things that I'm confiding in you about are going to somehow get back to this person that I can't trust and I've had to X out of my life and I'm only having any connection to anymore, strictly because of the children that we have together. So I get it. That's a lot. But when it comes to people who create commentary on social media about these people, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I wanted to ask a question, like, what would Melody really do? Now, I've had some people make some comments, and I actually kind of find it funny, and I'm going to read one of them because I really laughed, and I don't respond to a lot of comments, but I responded to this one, and they actually did it in two separate comments, but on the same video, because I did a video where I was talking about Martell's actions requiring a mental health eval by the court. And I played a clip of a video of an actual admitted narcissist and speaking about how dark they can go. And I wanted people to listen to that commentary to just see the type of stuff that we don't see even on camera that I believe Melody has to endure and dealing with this man, her ex-husband, the father of her children. So someone commented and said, everyone is so quick to point out Martell's behavior, ... But Melody is a snake in all capital letters, exclamation marks. 3, by the way. That chick is evil AF, exclamation mark. But her pigeons turns a blind eye to her foolishness. Sherelle's world told the truth about Mel. So I responded and I said, your opinion is noted and you have the right to feel how you want to feel. But I have stated my stance on not being a millimeter, however it's spelled. I respectfully disagree that she is evil, but no one is an angel, and I don't believe she deserves the treatment she gets by way of her narcissistic ex that wants to continue to try to control her life. Hashtag that is all. And another comment said, has she hissed in your ear? So I'm assuming they're saying that she's a snake, so she hisses. And I just was like, wow, these people who speak like this, I wonder, like, Martell, is that you? Is that you under an assumed name? Anyway, I responded and I said, I don't know what that means. If you're asking if she reached out to me, trust and believe I'm hardly on her radar, LOL. Based on your comment, I'm assuming you didn't listen to the audio of the narcissist that speaks about their behaviors. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and we're not all going to agree. That's cool. But trust, she hasn't hissed in my ears or paid me for my time. You know, because it's like, you have to be kidding me if you think that this woman has reached out to me to ask me to create commentary on her. Like, first of all, that's not even what I do. Secondly, she's definitely not thinking about me. I've never, had anything to do with any of these people on social media. I don't even follow these people on social media. I just see what I see and I speak about what I want to speak about. But I don't know how someone could be that just be that angry about Melody to say that she's a snake and she's evil. It's like, okay, wow. I'm not even going to try to figure that one out. Listen, I'm not saying that she's an angel and she's perfect Patty and every move she makes and every step that she takes is perfection. And no, of course not. No one is. No one is. I haven't agreed with everything that she said and done. Overall, I can definitely admit that. But what I will not do is in the wake of the things that Martell has been saying and doing, try to say, well, everybody talks about what Martell's saying and doing, but no one talks about how evil Melody is. You've got to be freaking kidding me. I cannot agree more that she may have taken a whole lot more time in this relationship than she should have. But none of us can tell someone when they should leave a relationship, period. It just doesn't work that way. Too many people, unfortunately, have been in relationships where they have lost their lives because they stayed with someone too long. So you can love someone so much and want them to get out of a toxic, unhealthy, and, even abusive relationship. People aren't going to get out until they're ready. But you can say all day long that they stayed in it too long. And I could say that I believe that she gave this man more than he deserved to have for the sake of, in my opinion, maybe trying to save face for the public and trying to portray this power couple thing. But it didn't work out because in a previous conversation I spoke about how the U.S. Sun revealed that Martell filed for bankruptcy. And even though he filed for personal bankruptcy, she and he filed for business bankruptcy for their business Holt and Holt because they were going through that divorce. And they had a lot of debts with that as well. So, one could say, just being beautifully honest, one could say that maybe the business was not that successful because she was in it with someone that really wasn't worthy of being in business with, and they were losing more than they were winning. But on the outside, it was being portrayed as if they were really winning and making millions. Because if you were really making millions like that, you would be able to pay those millions. It may not have a whole lot of revenue left over or assets or whatever, but you could at least pay your bills. So I'm just going to say that, and you can take that how you want. I'm just being honest because that's real. But when it comes to people who feel that Stormi is fake and she's phony and she's fraudulent, and people can feel however they want to feel. Like I said, in my response to someone leaving a comment to me, I said, everyone is entitled to their opinion. So yeah, everyone really is entitled to their opinion. You can feel however you want to feel about whoever you want to feel that way about. But when it comes to going to someone's place of business, do you really think that Melody would want people doing that? I absolutely do not think so. I don't even believe that she would even really know that someone's doing something like that. But some people do the most for the sake of getting a story and getting commentary for their YouTube channels or their blogs. And I don't care how old you are or how young you are. There's just some boundaries and lines that you do not cross. Now, I'm going to play a clip of Stormi going off on a blogger. I'm not going to name her name. Some of you who listen to this, you may know who this person is. I have my personal thoughts and opinions about some of the things that are done. When it comes to this person, I feel that it's somewhat obsessive. This is just my personal opinion. I believe it's somewhat obsessive. You can admire Melody. I admire her. I'm not a millimeter. I'm just not one of those people that calls themselves a fan like that, or is definitely a stan of anybody. I'm on the side of right. And when it comes to people going to someone's place of business, especially when it's a place of business that isn't open for the public, it's wrong. And Stormi has a hair product company and she has a warehouse. Most warehouses, unless they have it specifically noted that they have a retail space in the front, it's not open to the public. I'm speaking as someone who is a business owner, and I'm also in the beauty industry as well. So I speak of what I know. And for someone to come to someone's place of business unexpected in that way, when it's not open to the public, and then you're coming there with cameras and you're recording, I listened to Stormi and the things that she was saying, and I'm just going to play this clip and I'm going to get back into my commentary. All right, I'm going to stop it there. Definitely a lot of words were flying. I know that people respond to things differently. You cannot violate someone and tell them how to react. I definitely can say that. But I also do say that as a business person, you have to try your best to conduct yourself in a professional manner. I don't know if they really felt threatened by this older woman coming there the way that she did, but it was still wrong. And Stormi, being someone who has already said that she has dealt with depression and mental health issues and attempts to take herself out in the past, you have to just really be careful. And I just don't think that it was worth it for that blogger to do what she did. And I don't believe that Melody would want to have any involvement with anything like that or anyone that does something like that. Melody wouldn't want somebody coming up to where she does her product packaging and thinking that they have the right to her space because she's a public figure. You just don't do stuff like that. So I just wanted to talk about that because it's like, what would Melody do? What would she really want people doing if you were claiming that you're Team Mel, you're Team Melody, you're a Mellometer, and you think that it's okay for you to do stuff like that because you know why you're doing it. The reason why that woman went there is because she feels that this woman is a hater of Melody. She flipped on Melody. She was her friend and now she's no longer her friend. And it's really, like Stormi said, it's really weird. It is weird. And that's why she was like, F the TV show. Like, this is my real life. And so say what you will about Stormi, but I have to say that I understood where she was coming from. Was it the best choice of ways to handling it by saying I'll beat your F and A? Probably not. But in the heat of the moment, and you're just not even sure, you're feeling insecure about this person. Why are they coming up to your business? Who's with you? Who's in the parking lot? You know what I mean? Like, we have to not just be on this woman, this blogger side and say, oh, well, she's an old lady. She was, she wasn't there for any ill intents and purposes. And for her to threaten this old lady, to fight this old lady, and she doesn't respect her elders, yada, yada, yada. One is like, why are you even doing that? I'm not saying that you have to be of a certain age to be a blogger, but some things are questionable, especially when this is the same person. Look, I'm just putting it out there because I think I did a commentary about this in the past. When this is the same person who wanted to come out here and say that Funky Dineva was plotting with other cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville to murder her. I mean, I can't. I can't. I just can't. So if you claim that you're Team Melody, do you really think that she wants to be attached to some weirdness like that? I really don't. So as much as some people like this person that left that comment in my comment section saying that she's evil and she's a snake, which I don't agree with, I just don't believe that she would have anything to do with a situation like that or with someone who attempts to get documentation and footage of her warehouse and whatever because you don't like her because you feel that she flipped on Melody and now she's Team Martell or whatever people are saying. I don't know. It is really weird. So as a businesswoman myself, I understood where Stormi was coming from when it came to feeling that what this woman did and the actions and what she had taken were weird. Do I agree with the actual response? I don't agree with the actual response, but it's not for me to agree with or disagree with. I'm just sharing my personal opinion, but it's her reaction to what happened to her at her place of business. So we have to respect that. So I'm going to read a comment that I saw that someone left in someone else's comment section about this situation. And I can't say that I agree more. So this person says, I'm no fan of Stormi, but in all caps, showing up at someone's job/home is a big NO. I don't know who raised y'all, but you don't show up to someone's job / place of business and interfere. I live in the South where we have stand your ground laws. That was extremely dangerous. If someone had showed up at Mel's place of business, this would be a totally different outcome. Y'all, this is harassment at this point. I'm Team Mel all day, but I'm not about to become the very thing I despise, which is a bully. The blogger was wrong on all levels, and she's lucky it didn't escalate any further than a verbal lashing. We do not know these people like that, so to assume you can pull up to someone's place of employment and not get handled is crazy to me. It's one thing to voice your opinion on social media, but to carry that over to real life, it's giving Amazon Prime swarm. And I have to give, a applause to that because it's absolutely, absolutely true. You cannot just assume going to places like this, you're going to get this outcome that isn't going to be warranted. I'm not saying that this woman deserved to get cussed out, or definitely not saying that she deserved to get hands put on her or worse. But you have to be careful and also consider, and like I said, what would Melody do? Or if you are a fan of hers, treat people the way that you want to be treated. Would you want someone doing that to Melody? So don't do it to somebody that you feel isn't a friend of hers and that has become a foe. I don't know, guys. I just really wanted to talk about that because I just really felt that it was above and beyond what I thought I would see, especially with this show going on. So I'm quite sure that Stormi has been having second thoughts about continuing on in this journey. The show, I believe, has already been filmed. I don't know if they're going to do like a second half of the season and film more episodes. I don't know. They've been known to do that. I don't know. I don't know if she feels like being on this show is worth it anymore. She definitely had her business and her brand before she got on the show, but it's completely gotten her a whole lot more exposure because I never heard of her or her product line prior to being on the show for sure. So I'm sure that it has benefited her, but is the benefit worth the aggravation that you're receiving? I don't know if mental health wise, this is something that she wants to continue to subject herself to, especially if you're going to have people that feel that, I don't even know, if they feel a certain type of way about her. You can't tell people how to feel. Some people have already made their opinions solidified about how they feel about her and saying that they just don't like her and they don't trust her and all this other stuff. People have the right to feel however they want to feel. I'm indifferent. I don't really care either way, but I don't wish any harm on any one of these people or on their businesses for that matter, because I know that there's some people that like to boycott the businesses and they want to see sales plunge and all kind of stuff like that. I'm just not one of those people because I do believe that people shouldn't suffer financially because you don't agree with some things that were said that really didn't have anything to do with you personally. You know what I mean? But guys, I just wanted to talk about that. What do you think about all of this? I personally am just hopeful that Stormi's getting the mental health help that she needs so that this doesn't drive her into a downward spiral, because I believe that they were saying that there were some things that happened on social media after the last season that caused her to take a mental health break from social media, which sometimes people have to do that anyway. But I would never want someone who is a mother and a business owner, business operator. I'm speaking from someone who is a business owner, who is a business operator, who also has employees as well. Our mental health capacities are so important because we have to keep going sometimes in spite of the things that we're going through. And sometimes we are not at our full capacity 100% when we are going through things that are really, really stressing us out. So we are not able to give the best of who we are to our business and to our employees, which is what they deserve. So I'm coming to this subject speaking from the stance of being a business owner and operator and knowing that this was over the top what this blogger did. And yeah, the response may not, for some people, be warranted, but for me, it's definitely understood. And so I just don't feel that the blogger should have went over there. I don't believe that the intentions were all that innocent, because it's easy to say that after the fact, to make yourself out to be the victim, when you knew that you really were going over there because you felt like this is Melody's enemy and now competition, and she made it her way onto the show by the help of Mel, and now she's turned her back on Mel, so I'm going to go over there and see what this business operation is really about. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but you can leave your personal opinion in the comment section below respectfully, guys. This is Beth. I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.